Good afternoon, children. So, yesterday we have completed the first lesson of our syllabus, that is the Gentleman of the Jungle. And you all know that we have almost spent 3 classes, 3 periods to study the first lesson, Gentleman of the Jungle. And I was quite deep or gone deeper in providing you the information about the author and about the source of the Gentleman of the Jungle and the plots that he employed in his lesson, and the themes, different themes that we find in the Gentleman of the Jungle, the characters, the behavior of the very animals of the jungle and the innocent man, so everything. And that helps you to study the characters of the people. So that a quite important thing that we were profited by Gentleman of Jungle is that common sense of identifying, studying, knowing about the people's behaviors, whether they are peculiar or common. So that is the technique, that is the profit that we will get from that. And also the very imperialistic rule, the exploitative rule of Europeans on the very innocent, uneducated, poor people of some of the African countries like Nigeria, but here in our lesson, that is Kenya, is highlighted by Jomo Kenyatta. Okay, so today we have a beautiful poem of William Blake, the schoolboy in our syllabus. When you hear the word school and schoolboy, things come into our mind, or we feel that we are much familiar with this schoolboy. Schoolmaster Allah. Okay, that is a movie and you are very much familiar with that. But here, this schoolboy is the creation of Blake, William Blake. So before we move or start the poem, we'll discuss about the pre-reading activity of the poem here, that is given by our Board of Studies, Karnataka Pure Education. See, it goes like this. Look at the text and observe. Recall your school days. What memories do you have of them? Share your experience with others, means your friends or whom you are very much intimate with, or you can say it in the class. Because now you are in first PU, you have just landed in this particular path, and you are out of your schools. Now, go back to the days of old where you were studying in the school and try to recall your memories. What happened in your school days? There were so many funny things might have happened, very serious things that might have happened, and things that have disturbed you and put you in a very frustrated situation, where you might have got punishments, where you had a difficult situations in your olden days or school days, and also the days you might have loved most, or the days of your school days. And the beautiful, happy, merry moments of one's life is school day life, I think, because we were not much forced or punished or scolded or beaten in this particular period. Why? We were kids. Why? We were small. Why? Because it is the idea of the life that we have to invite or take these kids or schoolboy in a proper direction or a path. So it needs smooth, calm, good handling of this boy, because we have to make him impress him. We should impress him. We should give space to enjoy his school day life, boyish life, so that we gradually bring him to the mainstream or the right path, and slowly assign him, made him to understand the things to move future life, future days. Okay, so these are the ideas. So recall your school days. They are very much enjoyable to you. They are very much full of merry, full of joy, full of happiness as such. And some may be strange, peculiar, bad, sad also. But overall, when you take school days, so they were merryful. So now, okay, and you can recall them and you can share between your friends, so that you should arrange a group discussion between you. Since this is a pandemic period, okay, and you have time, you can call to your friends, classmates, okay, and discuss about this. See, this today, the Amapasa has begun a new unit, that is a beautiful poem by William Blake, who is called as a romantic poet in English literature. Okay, I don't want to elaborate still more here, because that's enough. Okay, you can have you can remember them, you can recall your memories, and you can enjoy them by sharing with your friends, your parents as such. Okay, but we will move on to the author here. Yes. Okay, William Blake. The name is very much familiar for the students of literature, for the readers of English poems or poetry as such. He was the greatest visionary poet in England. See, visionary poet in England. And was born in November 28, 1757. Is his birth. Okay. And he was the second son of James Blake. His father James Blake, who is a what? Hosea. Okay, and James Blake, he lives in London, native of obscure origin, who was a Hosea by occupation. Okay, Sawyer by HOSS, occupation, or you can write it as a capital letter. Means one who sells clothes, deals with the cloth business as such. A few remarkable things I need to express or mention about William Blake here, because the poem Schoolboy has some strange things in it. Opinions of the poet are strange, looks as if they are strange, peculiar to us, and we feel to unbelieve the views and opinions of William Blake here when we compare to the present development of science and technology and the educational policies that we are seeing, experiencing today. So the educational policies, plans, motto, everything is different in this current days or modern days of our life here. So that is why we should know the background of William Blake here. What sort of education system that he wanted to employ here or bring to the society here, and what is his advice or suggestion, message to the people of the modern period, and what are his advices to the teacher, the system, and the family. Okay, what suggestions or message, his message, what is the message to the system, okay, the society, and the teacher, the management, the parent, and children. Okay, this is very important for us, because after reading the poem of William Blake, you have to find out, you have to discover this. So then only you can understand the complete importance or the message or the theme or the wish and will of the poet here. Okay, you have to think deeper into this, otherwise you feel simple. Schoolboy, what is this? Because the language of William Blake here is very simple for that matter, but the theme or the subject that he chooses in his works, poetry, is very huge, he is very complex, he is very difficult to understand. So you have to think deeper, read seriously, okay, into the works of the poems of William Blake here. So, as a kid or a 4-year boy, see, when he was 4 years of age, there were strange things which happened in the life of William Blake. Dear students, have this in mind that you won't get this information which I am going to deliver now, explain now about William Blake's early life here. Only thing is you have to go and search for it in the Wikipedia or Google or in some bookstores and get the books written by William Blake, then only you will get different books. But in your text, you won't get it. Because see, when he was 4-year kid, see what happens here. A very remarkable incidents of Blake's childhood have been recorded here. I am going to inform you or explain you a few of them, not only. See, so his vision, the first manifestation of his vision was, see here, what happened in the life of this man. When at the age of 4, he beheld God's head at a window and was seized with a fit of screaming. Yes. What does it mean? At the age of 4, he saw a God's head in his house window. God's head. See how William Blake might have found that, it is a God's head. You know that. Okay? Christ, Jesus Christ, and he explained or delivered these things to his parents, mother and father here. That I saw God's head at our, windows. And he came screaming to his parents and explained and told them that he saw God's head in the window. Can you believe what sort of thing? And one incident. Okay, I'll just give you 2 or 3 incidents. And another incident, see, while he was taking a walk in the countryside, yes, so he was just walking in the fields and he had seen angels, and once he returned to say that the prophet, and the third one is the prophet Ezekiel had appeared to him under a tree. Is prophet Ezekiel, the prophet, a overseer, yes, a knowledgeable person who believes in God. So he came and told his parents, and that when he was walking in the fields, he saw Prophet Ezekiel was under the tree. Excuse me. And imagine, and he captured the sight of the angels walking in the field, countryside. So these 3, if you study and observe, think about these 3 incidents, you will come to know what sort of a boy William Blake was in his childhood days. So when he comes with such experiences in such an early age, what will be the mindset of his parents on their child? ಎಸ್ ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಗನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವನು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಸೊ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು they will come on their child like here, because it is the age when another 1 or 2 years they have to send him to the school, isn't it? So fearing these incidents, father thinks a lot about William Blake and see what decision they don't want to send their son to the school, because he might be affected very badly by the students in the school premises, and the teachers and everybody may reject his son, and they may say that he is not a natural common human being or a boy. They may say that he is mad. Yes. So fearing this, they never sent him to have a natural or have a education here at the early age. See what they feel? He was so fiery tempered that his father preferred not to send him to school, where he might be whipped, he might be beaten or treated very bad, but by the students, staff or the people over there, and he chose to give him elementary instructions at home itself. And at the age of 14 years, at the age of 10, he was enrolled in Henry Parr's drawing school, from which at 14 he advanced to a formal apprenticeship in the engraver's trade under James Besayer. So yes, drawing school, he was admitted to a drawing school here, and he was when he was at the age of 10 and at the age of 17 or 14, advanced to a formal apprenticeship in the engraver's trade under James Besayer, a very good engraver on those days, and he was already writing verse, and several of the pieces collected in poetical sketches. Yes. And see, at the age of 14 or maybe 15, he started writing things. What? At the age of 14 or 15, years he started writing poems. Can you imagine this? A boy who has not got the formal education in the school and who has not studied under the teachings of the teacher in the school. He was given elementary, primary education, teachings at home by his mother and father, and who was admitted to a drawing school and engraving institute and became an engraver, painter. Started writing poems at the age of 15 or 15 years means you can think of the knowledge of William Blake. Yes. So, here the poem The Schoolboy, and okay, you must be strange about this. Then you see what happens here. And see his first and the early works. He was already writing verse, and several of the pieces collected in the poetical sketches. One of the book poetical sketches is the important works or poems of Blake. What are they? See, the poetical sketches. His sketches were composed when he was only 12 years. Imagine 12 years. Age, that is age. Dear students, read the poems in this particular book of volume. Poems, ಒಂದು ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. So that is what is, poetical sketches, and written in when he was 12-year-old boy. And you can observe the quality of or the standard or the content of his works, poetical sketches, in this particular first volume of poems, the book, the poetical sketches. And then, although he passed his early youth in studious application to his technical work, he found time also to increase his familiarity with literature. Yes. He read modern philosophers and the poets, far outdistancing his Swedenborgian father. In 1778, having qualified as an engraver in 1778, he became an engraver. He began to accept commissions from booksellers and was quickly able to assert his professional competence. Yes, maybe at the age of 12, 13, 15, he started earning money. He started his profession as an engraver, and many people used to meet him and give the works on engraving here, the paintings, drawings as such. Yes, then when you talk about the family life or of William Blake, he had a very docile, traditional, cultured girl or wife who is encouraging, supporting throughout her life to William Blake here. Okay, I will just abridge, end the introduction of our beloved poet William Blake here. He was a poet and a painter, engraver, who was born in Soho of London. Soho is a place in London, that is Britain. And he was a son of Josiah James Blake. He had a very little formal education, but was apprenticed to James Bassoyer, an engraver, an eminent engraver, and then sent to the Royal Academy. And his finest work as an artist is the first work as an artist is Inventions to the Book of Job. It is a prelude to the great Bible, Book of Job. His collections of poetry include the Poetical Sketches, the first one, which was published in the year 1783, Songs of Innocence, 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 published in the year 1789. 1783, it is published in 1783. And the other great book, Marriage of Heaven and Hell, in 1790, Marriage of Heaven and Hell. Imagine the title here. Marriage of Heaven and Hell, published in 1798. Marriage of Heaven and Hell, 1790. And the other work, Songs of Experience, published in 1794, and this is one of the important books, or Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. So these are the books of poems written by William Blake, a romantic poet in English literature, and they are published according to these dates. And the present poem, The Schoolboy, was included initially in the collection of Songs of Innocence, as it deals with a boy, a schoolboy, an innocent boy, a kid, a child as such. But later, when it was studied, when it was studies and criticism takes place after the study of these two great books of poems, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience, because these books deals with a kind of theme here. Because see, the poems in the book Songs of Innocence should have the theme of innocence only. It should represent the innocent world in it, isn't it? And the Songs of Experience must have the theme of experience, experienced ideas, life as such. So later they removed the poem The Schoolboy from the book called Songs of Innocence, and they have entered into this book, Songs of Experience. So now, dear students, you can say or write that The Schoolboy is a poem written by William Blake and taken from his great work or book called Songs of Experience. Got it? Yes. And it is in the form of a lyric. What? The form of the poem structure is in lyric. See here. And dear students, imagine the structure and the form is lyrical. Lyrical means you can sing it. Yes, it was sung and it was composed with different musical instruments. You have this. If you just type in your Google The Schoolboy, it will appear. You can listen to the song, my dear students, and how beautifully it was sung or composed, and you can also learn the poem. It will help you remember this Schoolboy of William Blake forever and ever. Yes. So till now, this time, we have discussed about the title of the poem, The Schoolboy, about our memories of school, recalling them, and introduction to the author William Blake, a romantic poet, and some of the fiery attitudes, strange, peculiar attitudes of William Blake, which took place in his childhood days, were discussed in this class. And you have, I think, you have understood completely about the author, the peculiarity of the fiery character of Blake here. Strange, peculiar character, because there are strange things in this poem, The Schoolboy. So now, students, open the poem, page number 11. Yes, you know that you have already discussed the pre-reading activity here. See the picture of, and this poem, especially this poem, published in the year 1789. So, because if you know this, you can know something about the poem 1789, because you have studied history of Britain as such. Yes. And maybe literary events that took place during these days, because there were periods in English literature which deals with a classification of some themes during these some periods, like 17th century literature, 18th century literature, 19th, 20th, the modern literature as such. So according to the these periods, there were some themes which were flushed flourished or used most, like a romantic, tragic, like prose works, like a poetry, like a plays, okay, novels, okay. So that is why it is somewhat important for us. Okay, then, and you can see here the picture gives us where the students are seated and they were busy in reading or maybe listening or maybe sitting in the class and listening to the teacher by looking at their textbooks. Okay, this is the formal education system that we have in our country. Now, dear students, I'll just read whole poem to you. Listen carefully, observe, and look at the poem seriously. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what a sweet company. Oh, what a sweet company. Then, second stanza. But to go to school on a summer morn, morn means morning, oh, it drives all the joy away. Second stanza. But to go to school on a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Third stanza. Then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, own through with dreary shower. Fourth stanza. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child when fears annoy but drop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay. The last stanza. How shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer's fruits appear? Or how shall we gather what griefs destroy, or bless the mellowing ear when the blasts of winter appear? A poem of 6 stanzas expresses the boy's experience, the school boy's experience in the school at his early age. And I think you might have observed slightly, so you won't understand it for the first reading here, but you can think of the things here and look at the things that we have discussed today here, and please make a mention of these things because they are important to write the introductory answer to the questions that were asked in the examinations or tests as such, and even for you to improve, it is better, isn't it? The communication, English communication is very important as to flourish in the coming days or progress or advance and to be in a better position or a profession in the future, because lots of developments takes place today in the field of education, in the field of science, technology, information technology, everything. And there were so many divisions of professions that we see today, where you can establish your personality, a happy, a grandeur, a luxurious life. So one should have a very good command over English, that is a communication or knowledge of English as such. So that is very important. Okay, today, so it's time today. So it's a time of winding up the class. Okay, thank you, students. Have a nice day.